Welcome back. It's one of those, audience, really quick, because I don't want to keep our guests waiting. This is one of those really weird moments. You know, when you're a little kid, no matter what you dream of, I always knew, I was a weird kid. I always knew I was going to do a TV show. I really did. Other kids played sports. I played Johnny Carson. And I'm not joking. That's true. And I just told executive producer Jeff, if you were to tell 12-year-old, 13-year-old Jason that loved Joey McIntyre, that 30 years later he would be interviewing Joey McIntyre, I think little Jason would just combust, just like full of glitter, yeah. We loved our first guest since the mid-'80s when he was part of one of the biggest boy bands of all time. This summer, Joey McIntyre is hitting the road, though, for a solo show featuring his own hits and more. Look.
Remember when we had it all, thought we never fall. Tonight we're so far up, we're never coming down. Tonight we're gonna own this town.
That's right, fresh off two sold-out shows in St. Louis, Joey McIntyre is coming to the Varsity Theater in Minneapolis on Friday night. Audience, give it up for Joey McIntyre. Hi, Joey.
You said, I heard you saying that's why you have to be in the studio. I want to be in the studio for the lighting. You look amazing. I have lighting.
I mean, Joey, that's really good hotel room lighting.
It's not too, you can imagine the rig. I got it up so you have the right angle. You got the thing behind.
It's good. It's good, man. You were on the show once before, and I told you this then, and I'll say it again. I want you to know that I was a proud purchaser of the Joey Joe giant button at Spencer's. I had not Jordan's, not John, not Danny, not Donnie, yours, my friend. I might have gotten beaten up for it, but I did it.
Thank you. Thank you for dying on that hill. Yeah, those. They were so big, they like weighed down.
I know.
The pins were tiny, the pins were huge, and it was like.
Yes. Well,
Flavor Flav in his clock.
Yeah, exactly. How does it feel being back on the road, back in front of live audiences? There's just a different energy, right, my friend? I mean, there's one thing to do videos, there's one thing but there's just a different energy when you're standing in front of an audience. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, of course, the new kids on the block are doing amazing, and we've been touring a ton, over the years. But to do solo work for me is important. It's just it balances it out, and I love the smaller, intimate settings as well. It just feels so right to me, and I'm super proud of myself actually for just hitting the road and doing it, and my fans are stepping up, and we're having a great time.
I mean, come on, my friend. Let me brag on you a little bit more. Stepping up. 2 sold-out shows in St. Louis. We're also in Chicago. I can't even mention that show because that damn thing sold out. And then you're close to selling out here. If you might have heard me in the intro, I kind of did a little ad-lib story there. I never would have imagined being 12 that I would be talking to you. If I were to ask Joey in 19, I don't know, let's pick a second album. Let's go with 1990. Would you imagine that A, New Kids would be in a resurgence, and B, you would still be doing this?
I would hope so. Maybe, the band has been such a beautiful dream surprise, and in a lot of ways it makes sense because I think we did love what we do. We came from had great parents, and our fans are amazing, and it was just a generational thing that we've all kind of got back to, and there's so much joy there. So that's a huge surprise. I think as far as me singing and performing, I think that I probably would have told you that sounds right too.
Our last thing, we only have about a minute. You and I are around the same age, and along with our executive producer, And we came in this morning already feeling old, looking at your Instagram and seeing that your son is driving for the love of all that's good and whole. Oh, my God. How does that make you feel?
You know, I think having kids can, they tire you out, but I think they keep you on your feet, which makes me feel young in some ways. And I'm not, I kind of trust him. Don't tell him. I kind of trust him. Don't tell him that, though. I think he's going to be a better driver than me.
Well, man, I can't wait to see you here at the Varsity. Continued success, and thanks for the button. Thanks for the button.
Anytime, and I'm going to be in studio next time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey. We'll see you at the Varsity. Don't miss him Friday night at the Varsity Theater in Minneapolis. For full tour stops and tickets, head to joeymcintyre.com. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Back after this.